Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. I'm Carla Elizondo. Inside Talk Show, it's an inside job. We're living from the inside out, not the outside in. It's a beautiful Thursday, October 7th, 2021, aka my niece's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, Ariani. I have a couple things on my mind. This will be short and sweet. I hope you're all having a wonderful week, but more importantly, that the weather up here is being good to you. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? How are your emotions? Are you struggling? Are you happy? Are you celebrating? All parts of life are beautiful, but we're always growing. That's for sure. Time is always a ticket. I am preparing for next week's class on writing your personal life script. We're going to get into it. It's going to be a fun, imaginative, creative process. So Thursdays for the rest of October. So next Thursday, October 14th at 6 p.m. Pacific, and then we'll do it for the 3 consecutive Thursdays that are left in October. It's a free Zoom call. Message me for the link, and I would be happy to give it to you. I just try new things out, but this is something that I learned. I learned from the best of the best in the world, how to write our life scripts. What story are we telling ourselves? Because we're telling ourselves a story 24/7. When it comes to affirmations and affirming, we're always affirming. We're always saying affirmations to ourselves. It's self-talk. Normally it's negative, unfortunately, because that's what we focus on, the negative. It's the way we're programmed. It's the neural pathways. It's the well-worn paths of our mind. And we all want to change that to more positive pathways. I love Maxwell Maltz's book, Psycho-Cybernetics, about the 2 self-images we have in our mind, or the 2 self-images we have of ourselves, the one in our minds and the one we show the world. Are those congruent? Is the person that you are in your mind who you want to be, the one that's showing up today? Are you where you want to be? If you're not, it's okay. I'm not. I'm working on it every day. And it should be a positive, happy, fun, joyous journey. Of course, there's always discomfort because that's growth, but it doesn't have to be painful. Pain is a choice. Really, suffering is a choice. I know there's sayings that life is suffering. I think that life is pain, life is growth, life is being uncomfortable, but we don't have to suffer, I feel. I've learned through joy and I've learned through pain. The first part of my life, I always learned through pain. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I want to learn through joy. There's still discomfort in that, but now I learn through joy rather than learning through pain. There's Think and Grow Rich. Actually, I want to start with the science of getting rich. There is a part in this chapter that I love and that came to mind. It is How Riches Come to You from chapter 6 of the Science of Getting Rich. And it's a story about how we all strive and reach. Always, we want more, and that's okay. Always be thankful and grateful for what you have, but never be satisfied, because dissatisfaction is a creative state. If we were just satisfied, done, I'm done. What if Adele was satisfied with all of her albums and she never came out with a new one? Think of all the great artists and actors. When you hear that they're retiring, no, but they might start creating in a different way. Everybody's always learning and growing. There's always a new level. Always, till the day we die, we're always growing. It's when we stop growing that we begin dying. We implode. That's why we see it all the time. The one-hit wonders. They can never in their mind imagine or create a new vision for their future. Or childhood actors who fall into the trap of thinking, well, my best days are behind me and I could never get that success that I had in the past. That's a lie. That's death, literally. So this story is a great example of how we all have that urge inside of us to want to stretch and grow and reach for more. And how that's the universe calling through you to want to expand and grow. And that if you have the desire, it means you're supposed to have it. It's yours. It's yours here and in your heart. It's your duty to find a joyous way through that discomfort. Are you comfortable? Are you in a comfort zone right now? Are things the same as a Groundhog's Day? Well, listen up. Once I saw a little boy sitting at a piano, vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys. I saw that he was grieved and provoked by his inability to play real music. I asked him why he was so unhappy, and he answered, I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right. The music in him was the urge of the universe or God or the original substance, containing all the possibilities of all life. So that urge, the music in him was that urge from the universe of infinite possibilities wanting to come through this little boy. It says, all that there is of music was seeking expression through the child. God, the one substance, universe, all that is, all that energy that's just vibrating through us all the time, keeping the engine running that we can't see, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. The universe is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs. All that is possible is seeking expression through human beings. All that is possible is seeking expression through you. But your unique expression, the things that you uniquely are attracted to and desire and want and love, you're supposed to do it. Stop trying to talk yourself out of it. Stop listening to other people who don't have the same homework assignments, who aren't given these desires. Screw everybody. Whatever you feel in your heart that is knocking, as illogical, irrational, makes no sense, you don't know where it comes from, you're scared, peas running down your leg, you don't know why you want to do the things you do, doesn't matter. If it is knocking and you can feel it, and more importantly, you desire it and want it, truly want it, not a fleeting, trendy want, but a true desire of your heart. And we all know what they are. You might have buried it, but I encourage you to sit down. What do you want? You know what it is. You're supposed to do it. Stop trying to make excuses. Stop trying to figure out why or how it's going to happen. Just start walking in that direction and know that. Just surrender it all. You know what? I'm going to do this. I don't know how, but I'm open to hearing. I'm open to a way. And I don't know. That's why meditation and prayer and quiet time are so important, to hear those the still small voice, the you, the higher self. Because the outside world's so loud, we're never going to hear it. And then we wake up and it's 10 years later and hello, we're in pain. So just imagine God saying this, the universe. Life is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs. All that is possible is seeking expression through human beings. God wants those who can play music to have the instruments they need, to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. So if the universe or God put a dream in your heart to play music, to create a business, to do something, it's going to give you and wants to give you all the resources you need. It's the only way. So God wants you to, for example, play music, to have all the instruments you need, to provide you with everything, all the provisions that you need, and to have the means, the ability, the classes, the resources, the people, the teachers, so that you can continue growing and cultivating your talent or your dream, or developing the vision in your mind to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. Think of people that appreciate beautiful gardens or beautiful artwork. It's not a coincidence that they collect artwork. They want to be surrounded by it. And this was something I was reminded of. For so long, I felt guilty about wanting nice things. They're truly beautiful to me. And I remember I heard it from a couple people. Oprah was the first one. And then Garen Jones. I love him. He was like, his story is amazing. Look up Garen Jones. And he was being interviewed. Garen Jones was homeless and going through a tough time. He had success, but he kept failing and going and failing and going. Actually, his interview on Impact Theory with Tom Bilyeu on YouTube, you can see Tom Bilyeu and Garen Jones's interview. He's like wearing a cute little suit, like a vest, I think. And Tom was asking him, wow, you've achieved such levels of success. Like I think he was in LA, Los Angeles, in the entertainment or music industry. But he got into a lot of trouble because it was the inner world, the inside, the mental health, the thoughts were sabotaging. And he was emotionally involved with negative emotions, blame, guilt, anger, and it was being reflected in his life. He was having success, but then he would fall. Well, he did like a stint in a prison in Paris, I think, or France, somewhere in Europe, for getting caught, I think, with drugs or trafficking drugs. Anyways, and it was a wake-up call. And he started getting into personal development and positive mindset. And he read The Power of Positive Thinking by, oh my gosh, the name is escaping me, but not Jack LaLanne. Anyways, The Power of Positive Thinking. And he read it like 250 times or so many times. And I could, now I know I can relate, Bob Proctor, my mentor, Think and Grow Rich, this book right here. He reads every single day for the past 70 years. That's a true student. We never arrive. To be humble and to come open every single day to hearing something new and reading something new. And you can think, that's bananas, girl. You're reading the same thing for 90 days straight. It's going to be brand new every day because I'm brand new every day, if I allow myself to be. So anyways, this guy read this book, The Power of Positive Thinking, and everything started going well. Got out of the prison, things started going well again, but then poosh, he crashed again. And Tom asked him, wow, what changed? He goes, I stopped reading the books. I stopped developing myself. I started focusing on the outside world and I wasn't doing the inner work anymore. And how true is that? When we're on our right track and we're feeling it, green lights are going because we're doing that work and we're connected and we feel good, and then we fall off track. It's like if you had kind of a weak midsection and it was a little flabby, but then you started doing your, crunches and ab work and you got the six pack and it's rocking and you feel great and confident and everything. And this is just a physical example, but this is true with anything. And then you stopped going to the gym. What would happen? Your muscles would return to being flabby again. You're going to say, but I did all that work. Yesterday's work does not help you today. I learned that lesson hard recently. Yesterday's faith, yesterday's study, yesterday's work, it don't roll over. It does not roll over to today. I have to do today's work today. And the days that I don't or I forget, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be a moment of mindfulness. But if I don't check in and I don't plug in, I'm leaving myself open to the attack of really my inner thoughts, to be honest. It's like taking a shower, and he does mention this. It's like if somebody brushes their teeth every day for 5 years and then doesn't brush their teeth for a week, they wonder why their breath smells. You have to brush your teeth every day. I love calling it mental hygiene. I don't know who coined that term, but it's mental hygiene. It's taking that inner shower daily. We must clean off the dust. And if we go too many days without it, it builds up, and you know how that is. If you haven't cleaned your car or your house, the dirt can calcify, and it's just, you're putting more work on yourself and actually setting yourself up for something that's not good, and it's going to cost you more money. It's like we're just deferring it. We're putting it on credit, and we're racking up a huge bill in interest. We're going to have to pay it. So do daily work, Take it day by day. Keep your side of the street clean. And those little things every day add up. I could talk forever, and y'all know that. So, bottom line, when he was doing the work, his life was working. When you work it, it works. And I can attest to that. And I'm sure you can too. We have to do our daily work. We have to keep positive things in our mind because the default of the world is negative. It just is. Is that the kind of life and world you want to live in? You have to cultivate your talents and have the faith. I was going to make another point and I don't remember, but it'll come back. Okay. So it says, all that is possible is seeking expression through human beings. God wants you to have everything you need. Everything you need. He wants those who can appreciate beauty. Yes. Oh, that was the whole point. Wow. So Garen Jones and Oprah were saying, oh, because he was being interviewed, Garen Jones, about he was homeless and now he lives in this beautiful mansion. And the girl was like, why do you need all this? Why do you need all of this? Why do you need a big house with beautiful furniture and nice things? He goes, because this is a reflection of how I feel in here. And that's true. Our surroundings, whether it be our bedroom, our bathroom, our home, our car, our body, the outside world we surround ourselves with, us personally, or really the situations we put ourselves in, where you work, is a reflection of what you feel in here to be true, your worth. Let's take an example of like I used to work in restaurants for a long time. I've never worked in low end or fast food. Not that it matters, but I always worked in like medium to high end. And then it was just high end because you make more money and I was worth it. But before I didn't think that. I was like, oh, it's hard to get in those, restaurants that you make really good money. Then it was just with age and with confidence. It's like, white tablecloths, baby, lots of money. But then there's people that don't feel worthy of that. So they work minimum wage and nothing wrong with that. But it is a reflection of the way you think. If you had a choice to work at McDonald's or Spago's, why would you choose McDonald's? If you're only at the level of awareness of McDonald's, I was definitely at one point. I never worked at McDonald's, but I got to a different point. It's growth. There's nothing wrong with either. It's if you're happy or not. There could be somebody so happy to work at McDonald's, somebody so miserable working at Mastro's. I love Mastro's. Spago. But where you put yourself, the people you surround yourself with, every single thing around you is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So just check in. Is the outside world around you like, yep, I like what I see. It's about right. Or are you looking around thinking, I don't like what I see. Why is this here? Ugh. Just be aware of it and start changing it, but you got to change it here first. It's a whole mindset thing. So it says, he wants those who can discern truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe. He wants those who can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things because he enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play and sing and enjoy beauty and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes and eat good foods. We ask all the time, why did God do that? God hasn't done anything. People do it. It's just unfortunate that people use their creative godlike power for a negative outcome, like a Hitler. We all have that godlike power. Are we going to use it for the dark or the light, the low or the high? God expresses through us, the universe, that energy. We are the creative vessels that it comes through. Like I always say, look around you, whether it be this cup, this straw, this book. Human beings make it. Everything on this earth that is made, created, is from us, including situations. We do it. It ain't God's fault. We can't blame. And that's another thing. We're a victim. If we're blaming something outside, we're a victim. And that's okay, but don't live there, don't stay there. How can we fix it? How can we get to solutions? It is God that worketh in you to will and to do. The desire you feel, listen up, the desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express himself in you as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano. You need not hesitate to ask largely. So don't hesitate or feel bad to ask for big things. Your part is to focus and express the desires of God. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God. This is huge, huge. People think that poverty is virtuous, that you're a good person or you're holy or you're godly if you're poor and you sacrifice. That's actually blasphemous. God is abundant. Nature is abundant. God is nature. Look at God. Look at a lemon tree. Look at an orange tree. Look at a garden. It overflows with food. You have to find people to give it to or it'll go rotten. Nature is abundant and infinite. It is our human minds that are finite and limiting. We got to get into that frequency of abundance. And gratitude will get you there. Period. Gratitude is the frequency of abundance. Be grateful for all that you have, big and small. Give yourself that task today, finding everything you're grateful for, whether it be the cold glass of water, the clean water, the warm shower, the bed you're in, the clothes on your back, little things. That'll get you. And we can get far away. I certainly do. I have to continue to focus back on gratitude. So people who think that poverty is virtuous, they look upon poverty as a part of the plan, as a necessity of nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work and that has made all that he can make. That there's like no more. Remember the pie thing? Remember this? We all have this skewed idea that God made it all. It's done. There's one pie and we're lucky if we get a slice. Whoever got this piece, they're real lucky. No, it's infinite. We all have a whole pie. We all have a whole pie. You have a whole pie yourself. You truly have your own pie. If you see somebody else with something you want, we had a great conversation this morning about envy and jealousy. Those are good. They're just directives to what you want. If you're lost and people say, what do you want? You're like, I don't know. I'm really lost. I don't know. Find something or someone that inspires you to what you want. Instead of being, jealous and envious in a bad way, think of it as good. Like, oh, that's the direction I want to go in, and just follow them. Be happy for them, because if you follow them, you're next. Think about all the people around you. If you're an actor and everyone's working, you're next. If everyone's around you a millionaire, you're next. On the other side, if everyone around you is broke, getting arrested, being put in jail, being shot, you're next. You are who you surround yourself with. So people, they look upon poverty as a part of the plan. Okay, they have the idea that God has finished his work and has made all that he can make, that the majority of humanity must stay poor because there is not enough to go around. That is lack and poverty mentality. People hold on to this erroneous thought so much that they feel ashamed to ask for wealth. Can you relate? They try not to want more than a very modest competence. Just enough to make them fairly comfortable. I call now the case of one student. Okay, yeah, this just goes into a story. How do you see yourself? How do you see the world? How do you see God? How do you see the universe? How do you see life? Is it friendly? Who asked that? Was it Einstein? The most important question you ask yourself is, do you live in a friendly or a hostile universe? What do you believe? More importantly, how does it make you feel? All right, this was interesting. Anyways, lastly, I love this from Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, from the chapter Faith. It's a little ditty, a little poem that I love, and I'll end it with this. But before I end it, message me for the link, for the Zoom link for next Thursday's class and writing your life script. We're going to get into paradigms, how we think, what holds us back, where we're at and where we want to go, and how to reset it. If you're stuck, if you need to rewrite it, just workshop or ask any questions. Join us next Thursday, October 14th, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's free 99, baby. Message me for the link. Okay, faith. So the law of autosuggestion, through which autosuggestion, remember, is just an affirmation, a suggestion from yourself to yourself. It's an affirmation. Self-talk, we do it all the time. Is it negative or positive? How do you know? Look at your results, negative or positive. So the law of autosuggestion, through which any person may rise to altitudes of achievement which stagger the imagination, is well described in the following verse. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Whatever you think, you will experience. I hope that hit home today. As always, if you have any questions, click the link on my bio. I would love to chitty chat with you and tell you about any offerings I have. I teach a powerful 6-month program that will completely restructure, uproot, reframe how you think, and how you think is how you feel, and how you feel is how you act, and how you act creates a result in your life. If you want to change your results, change the way you think. Have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.